Good morning. I'm working on my business taxes and I like to show you some form that you'll be able to file for yourself if you have a business you just started or you just start making money and you pay yourself some salaries last year 2019 that you have to file some tax return with that information. So if you are the only one employee in the business, you are the officer, the boss, and you collected some salaries or some income last year 2019, then that's one. Second is your business. I'll assume you are in a business. That's a business. It's not a passive income. That's your business is active and is classified as a business. It can be an L.L.C, the entity, or it can be an S-corp. Mine is an S-corp. The one that I'm working on is an S-corp. It's an L.L.C that I requested to be taxed as an S-corp, and it is a business. So I am the employee in it. I was originally so I am required to file some tax at the end, some form at the end of the year. Sometimes it could be quarterly filing requirement, and originally at the beginning there's some form that I had to file in quarterly with the IRS, and later they switched to annual because the business was now generating a lot of revenue for me to be filing it every quarter. So if you're in the same situation and you have to file in at the end of the year, there's some forms that are due by the end of January of 2020 for the tax year 2019. One of them is FUTA, F-U-T-A, unemployment tax form 940, if that's the annual, and the quarterly form is 941 for the unemployment tax. And I video showing that as well. So I have a little bit tutorial on that. Now we are going to talk about FICA. And FICA is pretty much what you collected from your employee's salary for Social Security, for Medicare, and the part as you, the employer, has to contribute all that. So you collect half of the Social Security and Medicaid and you pay the other half. And at the end of the year, you have to file with the Social Security to report all those W-2s. If you have not done it yet, you need to get it done by the end of January. So it's good at the beginning of the January you start working on those things. So you have not started yet, you need to start working on that. So go online on the Social Security website. I'll put it in the description as well, to just create an account for your business. You'll ask first, maybe I'll do a tutorial on that as well, but you'll ask for your information, and then your business information, and you'll be able to go in is business service online on the Social Security ssa.gov, and I believe it's ssa.gov/employer, but I'll put the link down below in the description. So you go in, you create an account so that you can go back in and file the W-2s and W-3. That way you only need to mail it in, and once you do that, you'll have the total amount of all the W-2s, all the wages that you pay out, and you will use that information to calculate your FICA tax. Let's get to it. One thing I wanted to point out as well is, if you are eligible to mail in paper form, I would suggest you mail in paper form instead of e-file those tax form. The reason is, I believe IRS will keep those paper documents for 3 years before disposing of them. But now that they are going e-file, they can pretty much store those online information, those e-file information, online document, as long as they want. So it's good if you are eligible to file your document, to just go that route. Second, if you have the option to mail in payment instead of paying online, if you have to make quarterly deposit based on how much you are withholding from your employees, then you have to use their online system, which is EFTPS. You should be able to get a letter from that EFTPS and follow the instruction to register and make the deposit online. But if you are allowed, you didn't collect enough during the year and you can mail in payment at the end of the year, you can use either check or money order. I would suggest you use money order if you can. I'm using a check because I tried to buy the money order with a check and I was not able to. It was asking for a debit card, and my debit card, I use it as a credit card. That's a debit card because I think the bank will charge a fee or something, and that's a credit union, and that's the downside of credit union. They're not as convenient as regular banks, but they are good to use to decrease the fees that you usually pay with regular banks. So I'm mailing in check, but if you have the option to mail in money order, I would suggest you go with that route because IRS can access your bank account anytime they want, but you don't just want to hand it out to them, easily. So let's get to it. Let me show you the form, and that's good. Let me point out this as well. If you are a business owner, and I assume if you are a business owner, you are collecting you are paying salaries, I would suggest I would think you are a business, so that you are required. In my case, my business is an S corp. It's an L.L.C that are required to be taxed as an S corp. So you have to know what your business type is. But if you are new and you want to file some of your taxes now instead of using a professional because it's expensive, yes, that's a good idea. It's just going to take you longer to do it because you have to read the instruction to see how to file it. Sometimes it can be confusing. Those instructions are very confusing. You'll find it on IRS website. I'll put the instruction and the form on my website. You will find it on the left sidebar under free download. But if you go to IRS website under form and publication, you click on that, you will type in the search bar form 944, and that will pull out the form and the instructions. You download both to read through the instructions and fill up the form. But yes, it's good to do those things yourself. That way when you hire somebody to help you in your business, you'll be able to teach that person how you want your document to be, to be taken care of. Or even if you hire a professional, a CPA, to do your taxes, you'll be able to review the form before you sign it, because if you get audited, you are the one that is responsible of the information, the data provided on your form. So that's good. You understand your tax information. If you're not making enough in your business, you have free time to file your taxes. I will suggest you do so until you are able to hire somebody to do it for you. But if that's something you don't understand, it's just better you hire somebody instead of trying to do it yourself. But if you can do it, you want to do it, I will suggest you do so. So let me show you how you file this form. Let me put it down a little bit here. We have the form here, but let's talk about the instructions first. If I can find it quickly here, how did it open it? So the instruction will be instruction for form 944, and when you download it, it will be good to read everything through. But there is something here you need to understand, is the Social Security. So pretty much is 6.2% for the employee and the employer, and 1.45 for the employee and the employer, so for the Medicare tax. So let me 1.45. Let me calculate it here. 1.45 here. 1.45. Yes. So pretty much when you are collecting Social Security, you have to collect 6.2% from the employee's salary, and you need to match it as well by the same percentage, and you'll collect 1.45% of the salary, and you match it as well. So that will be a total of, let's see here, 0.062, 0.04. So that will be 7.65 from the employee's salary and 7.65 from your from you, the employer, as well. So pretty much what you'll be paying will be 15.3. That's why you have to return to IRS, because you'll have half from the employee and half from yourself. And keep in mind that depending on how much the employee is making, you have to withhold tax as well. And that you don't contribute anything to that. The tax, the income tax, is paid in full by the employee, so you have to withhold that as well. But FICA is all about those taxes that you took out from the employee, and you have to match as well, which is the Social Security and the Medicare, including the. And here, yeah, that's the EFTPS here. That's just an online payment system that IRS has. You can make deposit all the year. And that's something I like to point out. When you go down, it will tell you who must file the form and when is due as well. But when you are reading through this form, you need to locate the address here. So if you are going to mail in a form 944, you need to locate your state. If you think you need to make payments, then you need to use the far right column here, the addresses that match your state. That's what you use on the envelope. So you'll use the address here if you are making payment, and if you are not making any payment, you didn't withhold anything, you still need to file that 944, and 0 will be what will be on the form. So if you are not going to make any payments, you'll have to use the address without a payment. And if you are going to make payments by mail, yeah, you'll use the voucher, the check or the money order, and this form. Make sure you don't staple anything to each other. All three will be separate in the envelope. Now let's get back to here, and that's our form here. And pretty much what you do, once again, you need to first file with SSA first. That way you have the total W-2's amount. Now you'll put your EIN number here, the top section here. You'll put your name, not the business name, but your name. Now the business name, you'll put the address for the business, the city, state, zip code. And then you'll come down here. You'll put the total wages, tips, and compensation here. The total amount you pay the whole year for all the employees, total together. You'll put it here. Make sure you don't put $sign. You don't put that. There is a data here already. So you just put the dollar amount on the left side and the cents amount on the left side of the data here. And when you come down, it's asking, let me go back up a little bit. So if you collect tax, you withheld tax from the employee's salary, then it will go in this section here. So this enterprise is putting it in here because there was no federal income tax withheld from the wages. But if there are some, you'll put the total here. And if so, pretty much here for Social Security wages, it has to match your line 1, and the Medicare for C will match the same amount as well. So pretty much you will time this by 12.4, which is the total employee and employer for that 6.2, I believe, percent for each employee, for employee, and 6.2% for the employer, total to 12.4%. So you time that by the total amount here to calculate it, and then you'll use that 1.45% for employee and 1.45% for the employer, total to 2.9%. So you'll time that by the amount here as well to find it here, and the total will be here for those two rows. I mean, if you have information that fall under those categories, you can put them as well. So now, as you can see, you'll have your total here, and if you have something withheld from the tax, from as income tax, it'll go on line 4 added to, it'll go on line 5 added to line 4. So line 5 will be line 2 plus line 4. And as you continue, there's some adjustment. If there is some adjustment that will come out of it, or that'll be added to it, you'll include it. But if you are new to the business, you shouldn't have a lot of information for those areas. So your line 7 will still be about the same, and then pretty much those things will just flow down, and here will be the amount that you owe, the balance due on line 11. And if you have made deposit throughout the year, make sure it goes on line 10. And if line 11 is less than line 10, then you need to claim a refund. But if your line 11 is more than line 10, then you need to make payment. So you'll come down and make sure you have your name, not the business name here, and you have your EIN number here as well. And pretty much it's been asking if what you collected is more than 2,500, you should be making quarterly deposits, and it has something here for you to fill out. But if it's less, then you'll select the top, you'll check the top square on line for part 2, line 13, and then you come down to part 3, part 4. Part 4, I like to say no for them trying to talk to somebody in a business, since I'm just the employee in the business, so I just like to put no here. But then when you come down here, you need to put your name, your title, and your phone number, and when you print it out, you'll sign here and date it. If you're not paying anyone to file your form, you are doing it yourself, yeah, then you don't put anything here. Or if you are filing for somebody and you are getting paid, then you put something here. But if you are filing for a friend and you are not getting paid, you shouldn't put anything here either. So you are doing it for yourself, don't fill up that form. But then when you come down here, that's a voucher. The voucher, you'll put the amount here that is due. You make sure you put your EIN number here on that one, and you put the business name, the business address. And when you print out everything, you can staple the page 1 and 2. I'm just talking about this page that you sign and the top page, but make sure you don't staple the voucher. So you print out everything, make sure you have a copy for your own record as well, and you fill up the check or the money order, and make sure when you fill out the check or the money order, you put payable to United States Treasury, and you make sure you have your EIN number, Form 944 and tax year 2019 on the check or the money order. All those four information should be on the money order or the check. And make sure you make a copy of that check for yourself as well. And in the envelope, you put the form 944, the voucher, and the check, all separate. Don't staple them together. Just keep them apart and put them in the envelope. They have to be in the envelope together. So mail with payment and form. So that's 3 things you have to put in the envelope and mail it to the address that you selected here. And when I'm going through the instruction, I like to quickly locate the address, the state, and the type of address I'm going to use and put it on my envelopes. So I have envelopes here that will be going out, and I like to put those informations on them, and they are all business tax related, states and IRS. So I have them, and I like to just put the information before I even fill up the form, and later after I put the documents in the envelope, I'll go back and double check to make sure I have the right address on it, and then I will seal it. So that's how you will fill up form 944 FICA to pay in all the withholding and your part of the Social Security and Medicare that you have to pay to the IRS. So it's $494. 944 is called Employer Annual Federal Tax Return. So it's simple, it's not complicated, it just takes time. It can be a little bit confusing depending on the information you have to provide, but just take your time and fill it up. And if you are required to do that, you need to do it by January 31st. I believe you should be able to find it in the form as well. And I know that you might be able to ask for some exemption, but if you need to, you'll be able to read the information and locate that. I'm trying to run out and see if they have the date on it, when it's due, but usually they will mention it as well. So yeah, I think they talk about it a little bit here. Let's see if we'll be able to find it a little bit further down. I'm not seeing it right now, but I think it's due by January 31st, I believe. So yes, you can fill it up and make sure you file your return on time with your state and your IRS and the IRS, and make sure you fill up SSA online as well if you withheld salaries from your employees' income. But if you didn't, you don't have to fill up any form online with SSA, but you still need to fill up this annual form 944 with IRS. And thank you for watching. I'm Afiavi Ojuna Marie-Ninette Liberman, creators of Marie-Ninette Liberman's YouTube channel and owners of Nina Soap. And my website is ninasoap.com. I'll put the form on my website under free download so that you can download it from there if you want to. Otherwise, you'll be able to find it on IRS website as well. Thank you.